in this video, we'll be just treating the two major data structures in Pandas, which are the series and the data frame. Okay, so now let's understand what series are. Series is a one-dimensional array-like object containing data and labels, which is data and index, if we may say. Then now we'll be looking at how we can create series. So how to create series? First of all, you import the required libraries. So first of all, you have to import NumPy, because we will be dealing with array-like objects. We're dealing with ndarrays, so we import pandas as np. Then we'll also import NumPy as np. We'll also import pandas as pd. Okay, so let's comment here that version was import require libraries. Okay, to backslash. So now let's run this. Okay, so it didn't throw us an error. That means we imported our required libraries perfectly well. So let's try and see how we can create series from list. Okay, so let's comment here. Create series from list. So go to backslash. Now let's get our first list. Let's say first list. This should be the variable name. Now, whenever you want to use the Pandas library, since we're trying to create a series, you put the PD, which is the alias that represents the pandas. Okay, so you say PD dot series. Then since you want to create series from list, then we use the list function. So list pass the list argument inside, and let's say we're dealing with, let's say, A, B, C, D, E. Okay, so let's add F to it. Then run it. Let's run it here. You come here, let's print it. See how we can print out. Okay, sorry, but I made a mistake here. It's supposed to be first list. So let's run it again. Come down here. Let's print the first list first list. Okay, so let's run. Okay, you can see our list is being created. So there's something I said while I was explaining what series. I was saying they are one-dimensional array-like objects and they contain data and labels. Now here you can see the labels, which are also called index. These are input index that Python will input for you once you are creating a series. Okay, so these are the data. So these are the labels or the index. Okay, you can see that the data type is an object and is the data value and this is the index. Okay, so we have now created an index for data, but notice that the data alignment is done automatically. Okay, you can see it. So let's go ahead. Let's see how we can create series from ndarray. So let's say create series from ndarray. Okay, so let's bring them down. Let's run this. So let's move it down. Okay, so now let's see. Let's say country. You say country is equal to MP. Since you want to create a series from an ndarray, so you specify MP because MP is a library work with ndarrays. Okay, so we're creating an ndarray here. So say MP dot array the Then let's say we want to get country list. Okay, that's the array we want to create. Let's say country list. Let's say Nigeria, Canada, USA, say Germany, say Israel. And this is enough. So now let's run it. Come here, say compare. You can use it to form series. Okay, so say series. Let's say series country. Let's call it like that, series country. Okay, so creating the series. Since the series is a data structure under the Pandas Library, so you indicate PD. Also always remember, whenever you are creating a series, first of all indicate the PD, which is the alias of Pandas. Okay, so you can say series. Okay, that's it. So and now you call the ndarray. Since you want to create series from ndarray, so name is country list. So we'll run it to see, and let's call it here. Say print series country. Okay, so let's run it. You can see it now. You can see. Alright, so this is how to create series from ndarray. So let's take another example. Let's say want to create series from dictionary. Okay, so let's say create series from Dict. It's a short form of dictionary. Okay, so let's create a dictionary. See, okay, let's call it Dict. Say Dict class. Okay, Dict class. Alright. Let's say Dict class. Dict class is equal to, let's call it PD series. Then let's create a dictionary inside. I will create the prices of the car and the car name serve as the label. Okay, so let's say we have let's say okay, 45. Okay, let's say 45 or 150. That's 56 dollars, then 230 dollars, $50. Okay. So I think this will do. Okay. So now let's create the index of it. Okay. So say index is equals to, okay, now since we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 values here, so we enter the index, choose okay, the index will carry the name of those cars have the prices. Okay, and let's say Lexus, Camry. Okay, Okay, we have a 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. So now 8, we still remain, we still left it. So let's see now. Range. Okay, since I don't want the data together, so we have 6 here, so let's eliminate 2 of this. Okay, so now we have corresponding data. Alright, so now let's run it. Okay, so after we run it, so we'll come here, we'll print Dict car. Okay, you can see we've created a list. The names of the cars are serving us, the libraries, the index, and the prices. Okay, so let's see how we can also, and mind you, the data type of what we created int 64. Okay, so let's move on. Let's see how we can create series from Scalar. Okay, so create series from Scalar. Okay, this is these two. So alright, now let's see how we can create series from Scalar. Now we'll talk about Scalar, we'll talk about kind of single numerical value. Okay, so let's see how that can be done. First we'll create Scalar. This is Scalar. Just call it Scalar or Scalar series. That will be better. Scalar series equals to and say pd.series. Then, since I told you Scalar is a kind of one or single numeric value. Okay, so maybe I can write a 6 dot. This is decimal, this is a float. This is a kind of 6.0, comma. Then alright, my index. So we customize my index. Okay, in this case I want to customize my index. Let it be A C D C E. Okay, so now let's have this. Let's run it. Okay, come here, let's print. Let's see. Okay, so run it. You can see data type is float. These are the index numbers, are the library. So the index is the data. Okay, so now we can move further. Let's see how we can access elements in series. Okay, data can be accessed through different functions like the log or the ilog. Do that by passing data elements position or index range. Okay, so now let's see how we can access elements in series. Okay, from the dictionary we created. Here, you can see we have cars and we have the prices here. So let's see how, let's access that the price of pens. So we can do that. Okay, let's write access. Let's write accessing elements. Accessing elements in series. Okay. Okay, so let's comment here. access elements, access element series. Just try to comment. So let's see, want to access from this dictionary we created here. We created a series from this dictionary. So the series we created here having cars and the prices. So what to access that of pens. Okay, so what do? We write the variable name within it is Dict car. So come here and say Dict car. Then a square bracket, then the index number of the car want to look for. So now I told you in our previous classes when we're dealing with tuple, list, dictionary and set, I told you that Python always starts particular elements in the data structure with the index 0. So in this case, this has index 0, 1, 2, 3. So base is having an index number of 3. So what to access it and the index number. So put 0, put 3, and run it. So you see 650. So let's go up and check it. You can see base is having the price of 650. So this is how to access. Now let's access the first. Okay, let's access the first 3 countries, okay, from the series. Let's see how we can access that. I'll only do that by using slicing. We've discussed slicing in our previous tutorials on data structures. Okay, let's see. Say access first three cars. Okay, the series. Okay, so now let's access the first 3 cars. We have Dict car is equals to okay, not equals to, sorry, Dict car, then put a square bracket because we want to output the first 3 cars. Okay, I'll put the first 3 cars. Let's see the first 3 cars. We have Lexus, Camry, Toyota. Okay, let's see how we can output it. Now when you're doing slicing, remember that the first index is inclusive, but the second index is not inclusive. The argument to pass is not inclusive. So since we want the first 3 cars, we have it 0, 1, 2. Okay, so we'll put 3 so that 2 can be outputted. So we'll put 3 here. Then we can run this. You can see we have a Lexus, Camry, and Toyota, which are the first 3. You can see it here. Alright, now let's move further. Now we will take how to look up for a particular car by the name, okay, or the index. And the way we can do that is by using the function look and iLook. Okay, so let's see how we can access a particular car by the name or the index. So let's look up for, okay, let me comment here. Look up a car. Look up a car by name or index. So whichever way you want to look up a particular element in series, you can look up for it by the name or by the index value. Alright, let's see how we can look up for one of those cars by their name. Okay, so let's say Dict car. Let's go back in now. Okay, we'll do dot iLook. I told you we can use the iLook and the look function. Okay, so say dot log. Let's say Volvo. So let's run this. Okay, why are we getting an error? Okay, Volvo was in capital letter, we wrote the small letter. So let's say, okay, you can see we can also look up by position. Okay, position. Now we'll see that Volvo is having a position, let's say 0, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Okay, the position is 5. So let's see how I can look up for that. Let's Dict car dot ilo. Okay, then we say 5. Okay, so get the next number run. You can see it. Okay, so now proceeding forward, we can say how can vectorize operations in series. Okay, vectorizing operations in series. Let's create a heading here. Vectorizing operations in series. Okay, now let's see how we can do that. Okay, let me make this a heading. Okay, so now we'll see vectorized operations are performed by the data element position. Okay, so let's see I can add a series. Okay, I said vectorized operations are performed by the data elements position. Okay, so let's see, let's create kind of first vector. Okay, let's say first vector series. Okay, is equals to pd dot series. Okay, so let's say inside of it there's a 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay, so we're having an index which is the label. Okay, mind you. So let's say A, B, C, D. Okay, so mind you, the index or the label must correspond to the data you're having here. Okay, so now let's move further. Let's see, let's come here. This is second vector series. Okay, so create another series. So say pd dot series. Okay, so let's say 10, 20, 30, 40. Let's use that. Okay, let's say 10, 20, 30, 40. Okay, now let's indicate the labels is equals to. Okay, let's indicate it with so now let's just see how we can apply the addition and add two series together. So we'll say, first of all, run this one to perform event vectorize operations. Let's say we're using the first vector. comment here, sorry. So the operation we are doing here is adding the series, adding them. So it's a vectorized operation. Perfect. Carrying out operation on it. So it's the second vector series. Okay. So now if we run this, see what we'll get. Let's run it. Okay, now you see what has happened here. So we have been able to add these two series together. Okay, I say 1 plus 10 is 11, which is here 20 plus 2, 22, like that. So now let's proceed. Now let's see how we can replace few indices with new ones in the second vector. Okay, the second vector series. Okay, let's see how we can. Let's comment replace few indices with new ones in the second vector series. Okay, so let's see how we can replace that. Okay, so now let's say let's call it second vector series. Okay, so now bd dot series, supposed to start with that one series, and let's copy this. Okay, let's copy this. Okay, paste. Okay, so we have this here, but we want to change some few things here. Let's say E. Let's call this F. Okay, they are still, make sure your labels align with your data. So there are 4 data and labels are 4. Okay, so now let's run it. So what we say we want to do, we want to replace few indices with new ones in the second vector series. This is the second vector series which we have here. So we want to create we want to replace new indices. Okay, so we want to replace new indices to the second vector. Okay, so now we've run it, and let's see. Let's still combine the first vector series and with the second vector series. Okay, so we're using the addition operator here, so we want to add them together. Let's see, run. So you can see now we're having NaN, that is now. What does this mean? This means that this is a null value. This means null value. Okay, whenever you see NaN, not a number, means null value in Python. Okay, so that means we have not entered any entry. Why we're having this is because you can see that what we did there, we vectorized the two. We added the two vector. We did the vector operation on these two series. Okay, because their index and all their label numbers are matched together. You see A, B, B, C, C, D, D. We use the same. So what happened was, and we applied the plus operator on it, and it mapped to the different data, okay, because they're having the same index and we indicated the same customized index to the both of them. But in this case we just assign A, B. You can see A was maintained, B was maintained, E and F was not maintained. So now we are trying to create a kind of new vector operation in series. So what happens is, since the labels were not the same at first, since the label of this second is not bearing the same label with the first again, I want to add them together. It will only take the labels that are the same, okay, you see the labels that are the same, A and B. So it's the data that will map with A and B, will just add themselves because they are the same with that of the first series, okay. So since E and F are newly introduced labels or indices, they will have no value, okay. You see, C for vector series, first vector series has no, because it doesn't match with second vector series, okay. So that's why we're having no value. So now let's move ahead. Okay, now the next thing we're going to be looking at is DataFrame. We're going to be looking at DataFrame, okay. So now, what are DataFrame? DataFrame is a two-dimensional labeled data structure with columns of potentially different types, okay. So now let's see how we can create data frames. And data frames will always have a column heading, okay. So now let's see how we can create data frames. Now first of all, okay, let's specify the next thing on our here is data frame. So let's see how we can create data frame. Okay, so data frame, let's write creating data frame. Or let's say data frame. Say data frame. All right. We say data frame is a two-dimensionally labeled data structure with columns of potentially different types. Okay. So data frame contains rows and columns, and they are two-dimensional. Okay. So now we're looking on how to create a data frame. So let's say it here. Creating data frame from list. Okay, let's see how we can create data frame from list. First of all, we want to create a data frame. Since it is a pandas data structure, so you still import pandas. That is, if you have not imported it before, you import pandas as PD. Okay, so we run, there's no error. So I will create data frame from dictionary of equal length list. Okay, so let's see how that can be done. Let's say we have Olympic data list. Okay, so let's say hosts. Okay, say host city. Okay, city. Then we have list. things. Let's save it. Okay, so now let's create the year. Okay, so the year, okay, let's say 2012, comma 2000, let's say 2004, 2008, comma. Okay, let's see how we can reduce it. Let's see how we can reduce it. Let's say 211, 210, 29. Okay, so that is 4. Okay, so now we want to also get another thing, which is the number of participating countries in the competition. Let's say number of 18 countries. Okay, so we have so our data is already going out of place. So what we have to do is let's cut it from here, enter. Okay, so let's enter it. Okay, now say 201, say 200. Okay, so we have this. It's consistent with our spacing. Okay, so now looking at this, and you it's a dictionary. Okay, so we'll run it. So run it. We'll pass the list to the data frame. Okay, see how we can use this list to create a data frame. Okay, so let's say pass this to the data frame. The control backslash. Now so let's say let's call the data frame df. Okay, we want to create a data frame. Okay, we'll call it df is equals to, since it's a pandas data structure, so say pd dot. Now this is how to create a data frame. You can see it's a pd dot data frame. Okay, so pass, and we have Olympic data list. Okay, so copy this, paste it here. Okay, so we've passed the list to the data frame. Okay, so now we're going to run it, then we'll call it here. Call it okay, now all we have to call is call a df, which is the data frame we just created, called df. So we'll call it to see if what we created was right. Okay, you can see now this is how data frames look like. Okay, our data frame, it's a two-dimensional data structure. You can see it contains names of each column. Okay, so this is host city, this is the year, this is the number of participating countries that took part in the competition. So this is how data frames look like. So now we want to let's see how we can create data frame from dictionary. Okay, so creating, creating data frame from Dict from dictionary. Okay, in this example, you see how to create a data frame from a series of dictionary. Okay, so let's see how that can be done. Okay, so let's make this a heading. Okay, so let's see how we can do that. Let's call data, let's say data Dict is equals to, let's say London which is supposed to be okay. So to pass the dictionary inside it, 2012 205, then you go outside it to a comma, mentioned this country also outside it. So we want what I told you earlier is what to show how you can create a data frame from a series of dictionaries. So we have different dictionaries, okay, inside this variable. Okay, so we want to see how we can create a data frame out of it. Okay, so let's say 2008. Okay, so now let's run this. Okay, didn't throw us an error, so let's call it let's call this in a data frame. Okay, let's say the data frame is called df. Okay, so let's say pd. Let's create a data frame. I want to create a data frame that will hold this series of dictionary. Okay, I will create it. If you remember, this is a dictionary. This is how to create dictionary. So as dictionary, this is also a dictionary. So let's see how we can create data frame out of it. So we pass the variable of these values we created there, which is called data Dict. Okay, so now let's run this. Okay, now let's call the df. Okay, you can now see. Okay, so now let's move further. Let's see how we can view data frame. You can view a data frame by referring to the column name or with the describe function. Okay, so let's see how we can view data frame. Let's say view. Okay, let's say viewing data frame. Okay, so now let's see how we can do that. Let's comment on it. Select by city name. Select by city name. So we'll say data frame was df. Okay, so we want to see how we can view a data frame by referring to the column name or with the describe function. Okay, so we created a data frame here. Okay, so we want to see how we can view. We want to see how we can view a data frame by referring to the column name. Okay, see, you can see it's our columns. Okay, so df is the name for our data frame. Okay, sorry, let me name this. I have to name this df1. Okay, because I already have a df up there, so if I call it to come, okay, I run it again so that Python will recognize it as df. Okay, so say df dot host city. What we're trying to do here is we're trying to view the data frame by the column name. Okay, this is the column name, this is host city, so the city that hosted this competition. So we want to view the data frame by it, so we say df, which is carrying the variable for the data frame, the variable name, you can see it there for data frame. So we want to see a particular column which is host city, so we run it, you can see the whole thing there in under the host city column. Okay, now we can try that. If we want to see the year, we can also look at it. You can see df dot year. Okay, run it, you see the year. Okay, so now let's move further. Now we can also use the describe function to display the content, and let's say we say df dot describe, then run it. You can see the describe function also. This one you can see perfectly well. Alright, now let's move further. We can also create data frame from ndarray. Okay, so let's see that. Okay, so first of all, if we want to create a data frame from ndarray, we do this. First of all, import numpy, because we're dealing with ndarray in this case. But if you've already imported numpy, Python will recognize that we imported. But if at all you are working on a new environment, okay, where you didn't import numpy initially, you can import it. But I just want to import it to let you know that whenever you want to use it, you have to import it. But since you have already imported it before, there's no problem. But for the sake of those that will still get confused, we'll have to still do it. Okay, so in case whenever maybe you didn't run it initially, you want to work on a new environment and you want to create data frame from ndarray, always remember to import numpy, because numpy is the library that supports ndarray. Okay, so now we will see how we can create an ndarray with years. Okay, then we'll create a dictionary with the ndarray. Okay, so let's say, let me call this mp array. That's what I want to call the variable name. So mp dot array. Oh, others will I know some people will still get confused, so let me just indicate this as year, mp year, so that just start accent. Okay, so mp dot array. Okay, so we want to specify years. Okay, so let's say 2012, 2013, 2014, 2045, 2030. Okay, so we specify, we created years. Let me comment here. So create a ndarray with years. Okay, So now I want to create a dictionary with the ndarray. So let's see. Okay, let me call this mpdict. Okay, so is equals to, so let's create a dictionary with a curly bracket. So let's say we're given, let's say mp okay. Now I have to put this in a string. What's this string? Okay. So now you can see what we want to do. We want to create an ndarray with years. We want to create a Dict. We created the ndarray with years, and we created a dictionary with year. Okay, indicating this ndarray inside of it. Okay, that's what we say. We say we're trying to create a data frame from dictionary of ndarray. Okay, so now let's see how this works. So let me run it. Okay, then see, let me give it, let's say data frame. Let's call it data frame ndarray. Okay, is equals to, now I want to create a data frame. I want to create a data frame using this Dict we have created out of these arrays, this ndarray. Okay, so don't get confused. You can really manipulate so many things. Okay, so we have Dict. Okay, sorry, the mp Dict. So I'm introducing this variable here, holding this value. So I want to change it to a data frame. Okay, so let's see how that can be done. Let me comment on it. Now for reference purpose, so pass the dictionary to a new data frame. Okay, so let's run it. So let's call the df ndarray will create data frame created. Okay, you can see it. It's a data. So you see what we did here. All right. So let's move. Let's create a data frame from a data frame object. Okay, let's see. That's the next thing we're going to do. See, creating data frame from data frame object. Okay, so so how can we create a data frame from a data frame object? So we say, okay, let's say df from, let's call it df from df. Okay, so we say pd dot, want to create the data frame, so say pd dot data frame. Mind you, you always indicate pd dot data frame to create a data frame. Okay, so we want to create data frame from the data frame object. Okay, how can that be done? Okay, let's see how we can actually do that. Okay, let's see, we created a data frame here from this data Dict. We had a data frame here, so you see df1. Okay, this is a data frame. Okay, so we want to create a data frame. We want to see how we can create a data frame from a data frame. Okay, so let's write df1 and run it. can see. Okay, so now let's call it DataFrame from DataFrame. Okay, so run it. You can see we created a data frame from a data frame. All right, so that's that. Don't get confused. Okay, now we're going to be looking at missing values. Okay, we can see how we can handle missing values in pandas. Okay, there are really various factors that may lead to missing data values. Okay, sometimes it may be due to from the source that the data is provided. Sometimes it can be software issues, sometimes it can be data integration issues, and most times it can be network issues. Okay, we may get missing values from these mediums. Okay, so all right, now let's see how we can handle missing values. You know, if you're having missing values, you cannot actually predict your data very well. You cannot actually utilize your data very well until it's been processed. Okay, it's being cleaned. So let's see how we can handle missing values. It is difficult to operate a data set when it's having missing values. That is very, very difficult. Okay, all right, so let's see how we can handle it. So if you're having data and you want to handle missing, okay, let's write, let's create a heading, handling missing values. Let's say so can handle missing values. First of all, whenever you're having a missing value, make sure you import your pandas. Okay, because these are pandas operations. Okay, so if your panda is already has been imported, fine and good, but if it has not been imported, you make sure you import it before using. All right, when you're done importing, so let's see how we can create let's say declare first series. Okay, so we'll say first series is equals to say pd dot series. Okay, want to create a series. We want to see how we can undo send data. Okay, see, then let me create. Remember, we can customize our labels. Okay, our index. Okay, so let me say A. You can, if you don't customize this, Python will just automatically give you numerical labels. Okay, so in this case I want to customize. You can customize it to whatever name you want to give it. So B, C, D, E, F. Okay, then this your data labels, your index must correspond with the data you are having. Okay, so now we've declared our first series, so we're going to declare our second series. Okay, so let's see. Okay, we didn't run this first series, so we're creating the second series. We're creating series called second series, so pd dot series. Okay, so we want it to handle data in tens. Okay, 10, 20, 30, 40, 50, 60. Okay, so I want to give it index of give a customized index. So let's say we want it to be a C, E, let's say F, G, and have H. Okay, so what we're trying to do is we're trying to see how we can handle missing data. So we want to create missing data. Okay, I told you there's something we did initially. Well, this we're having actually having the same data, the same index, and we were able to match them together. Okay, there was no null value, but in this case we're matching them with different. But let's see what will happen here. Let's call let's say we want to add a series, some series. Okay, sum the series. Say first series plus second series. Okay, so let's add them. Wow, giving us an error. Where's the error coming from? Let's say, okay, we didn't run this. Let's run it. It's showing us an error. So length does not match. Okay, this is 6. The data is 6. You see. So let's try as much as possible to add something. Let's add I. Okay. So your labels must match your data. Okay. Let's run. So having an error here. Okay, we didn't put comma. Sorry. So now let's run. Okay, you can see we're able to identify our error. So now let's call this sum series. Okay, so now you can see the reasons why we are having no values. You can see. Okay, so we added this first series to this. So you can see. Any place there is no match. If there is no match, there will be no value. Okay, there is no match between A and C, so A is carrying a null. There is no match for B, so B is carrying a null value. There is match for C. Yes, there is C here. There is C here. So there is no match for D, so D is carrying a null value. There is match for E. You can see E and E. You can see there is match for F. But there's no match for G, H, and I. So this is how you can create null values for yourself. So let's see how we can handle these null values. Okay, we have a function called the drop null function. Drops all the values that are null values. Okay, all right. Let's see how that can be done. Okay, we say let's drop null function drops all the null values. Okay, all right. So let's see how we can apply it to this series here that are having null values. Let's see how. In our data, maybe when you're having data they are containing null values, okay, or common indices. What you have to do is you have to drop the null values, okay, so that your data will not be affected in prediction. Okay, so let's call this drop value. Okay, now see, I want to drop the values of this series we created. Okay, so the series name is some series. So want to drop the null value, we use the dot drop now function. Okay, so you can see, let me call it drop var. So you can see we've eliminated the null values and we only have values that contain something. Okay, so let's move ahead. We will see how we can also another ways of handling null values. Now you can fill these null values with your desired figure. Okay, you can fill it with anything you feel like. Okay, if you have null values, so you can randomly fill it with something. We can fill it with 0. Okay, you can fill it with 0. 0 is a number. You can fill it with 0 so that we will not be having maybe a kind of shortage or decrease in our data. So let's see. This is another way. So we created drop var dot fill now. So want to fill as our null values. And see how we can fill it with zeros. Okay, so let's see. So let's see, so we can fill it, fill the missing values with zeros. Okay, so let's write experimenting. Okay, let's say zeros. Okay, so as that, now we can fill the null value which is not a number, NaN values with 0. Okay, how can we do that? We have seen how we can do that. So let's see this series we have here. Let's see how we can fill all this not a number with 0. So let's say fill. Let's call the variable fill now series is equals to our sum series we had up there. So let's say we can fill it with zeros. Okay, so let's run. Okay, it's a syntax. Okay, left space here. See what's happening here. Okay, there's no equals to sign here, sorry. So let's run. Okay, let's call it fill now series. Okay, run. You can see the places we're having initially we're having no values, we now have zeros filled there. Okay, so let's see. This is where we'll wrap up this class. Please, if you have any question and if you're confused in any way, maybe you can visit the comment section and any of you. Alright, so you can look up for my other videos on data structures, on NumPy, on Python projects, and so many other. So alright, please do well to subscribe to my YouTube channel and click the like button. Alright, take care. Thank you.